Hello, everyone, and welcome to our coffee chat. I'm very excited today. I have Brandon Klatt with me, who carries forward the legacy of Amaranth Whole Foods Market, a beloved local and family-owned health food store here in Alberta. Founded by his father, a visionary entrepreneur with a passion for making health and wellness accessible to everyone. They are our gold sponsor this year for our annual conference, and there are 4 stores in Calgary and 1 in St. Albert. So I'd love to welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about the story of the store?
So it started in 1994 by my dad, my mom, and a third partner.
Mhm,
I was 2, and my dad had my brother on the way. He was born in December 1994.
mhm,
The first store officially opened in December of 1994. So he was actually driving my mom to the hospital and he dropped her off. He had to come back and lock up the store and then head back to the hospital.
mhm,
So a chaotic Christmas for him. And he started it because he was really passionate about health food. Back in those days, you couldn't find organic food anywhere. It was a niche market. So he was really into organic food and he worked with the local co-op grocery for organic food and produce. He also worked with one of Calgary's first recycling drives back when we didn't have the blue bins.
mhm,
And so he kind of combined those passions. He was an accountant by trade. So he combined them all together and started the business with the 2 partners.
mhm,
And a big part of what he wanted is inclusivity. He wanted to be open to anyone, regardless of where they were on their health journey, because he would experience going into health food stores at the time and feeling out of place and judged coming in with a suit on from work. So he didn't feel like it was a place for everyone at the time. It was more niche and closed. So he
mhm,
wanted customer service, a professional atmosphere, and kind of a store that's high end and open to anyone,
mhm,
be part of the founding values. And then he took that and combined that with doing more with less. So
mhm,
he was big on food banks and yeah, the recycling drives. So it was important to him to always run a very lean company that did more with less and stayed profitable, stayed family owned, didn't sell out to bigger companies, and making it a great place for people to work where we could pay people well, have good benefits, and be sustainable without taking on government loans or bank loans. So
mhm.
that's kind of the foundation of the store, and we've just been expanding ever since.
Yeah. Now, how did you get involved?
So I got involved at the beginning when I was in high school, just looking for a part-time job. So I had lots of experience, putting products on the shelves, mopping the stores, cleaning the bathrooms, being on the cash, helping customers. So that was really my foundation.
Yep.
And then once I started going to university, I took a break, got into aviation, got a degree in being an airline pilot. And I realized when I took some business courses there that I really loved the business aspect of things and the airline industry with its strict rules and very black and white approach to things wasn't really my cup of tea. So I came back, I started looking for jobs in business, but actually started doing some marketing for Amaranth and getting more and more involved. And I
Mhm,
really loved how it was an intersection of things for me. I could do things that were creative. I could do things that were analytical. There was a ton to learn in so many different areas. And I love to see how I would do different things or different projects and then see results and see customers come in more often and spend more or see the energy of the stores go up or change up the experience of the stores and, read something in a book and then apply it in the store and see things change. I thought that was just so cool. And I loved working with products that I've been using my entire life. I mean, I literally grew up on almond milk back when it wasn't popular.
yeah.
Almond milk and Eco or Nature's Path Eco Packs were my cereal of choice when I was a kid. So
Mhm,
I've grown up on a lot of these project products and brands, and I've seen a lot of them grow, and now are in mainstream and mass markets.
mhm,
And I've seen, some of the same farmers and some of the same products stick around. And so I love being able to work with those products and list new ones and list ones that I found exciting that the customers would also find exciting. I love to go out and visit farmers in the area or organic fruit and vegetable growers and learn about what they do and then see their products brought into the store and then see customers buy those products and just see that connection from dirt to customer's plate was phenomenal. And use my intuition and gut instinct to try and bring in products that I thought would, be clean, healthy, organic, fit our values, and that would taste good too.
Mhm.
And see customers actually buy them and then come back and buy them again was just phenomenal to kind of connect all those dots.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, what would you say is the heart of the business?
Well, obviously we're family run, so that's
Mhm.
potentially quite literally the heart because
Mhm.
we we really try and lead from that heart and be transparent and caring to our staff and customers. I think that shows up in a bunch of different ways. So we always stay true to our vision and mission, and we even keep track of our founding values, but we also have current values as well to kind of build upon those and expand on them. So
Mhm.
that's really important to me. It's really important to me that as much as possible, the team is very well paid and cared for, and people can find a career with us. It's very
Mhm.
important to me that trust is a foundation of our business, as I'm sure it is with your group, that the clients and customers have to trust us, not just to recommend products and make a buck. They have to trust us with their health issues, and they have to be vulnerable, and they have to trust that we don't that we recommend products that genuinely work, or even recommend they go somewhere else or do something different. But at the end of the day, their needs are the priority.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think all those kind of come from a family run business. And I also like meeting other family run businesses, whether they're second or third generation ranchers or farmers, and making those connections and having them support us and we can support them and grow each other's businesses. Or there's lots of examples of vendors and products we have that are also family run, and we
Mhm.
started together and we've grown together, and it's just great to see.
Yeah, fantastic. Can you describe why it's important to you to help educate the public about whole foods and nutrition?
I feel like Whole Foods specifically is one of the foundations of nutrition. It's easy to get sucked into complicated health foods that are potentially, let's say, gluten free and have 30 ingredients on them that are potentially less healthy than just getting the basic organic sourdough bread. Or getting sucked into complicated supplements
Mhm.
when a whole food approach might be better. So it's easy to get sidetracked, and supplements and dietary foods are important, but they're not the main focus. They're supplemental,
Mhm.
and that's definitely one of the main pillars of health. And I just feel like health is very complicated these days, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. The foundations of whole foods, uh, having foods and food ingredients that your grandma would recognize,
Mhm.
and having that be a foundation, and having sleep, family connections, sunlight, fresh air, clean water. All those are kind of core, and everything else kind of builds upon that. I feel like it's easy to get sidetracked and get into specific avenues and go around in circles.
Mhm.
And most people don't, and I'm not saying I know all the answers because things can change over time. I think most people get confused and either pick one practitioner, one way of thinking and stick with it, or just use some of the tools in the toolkit.
Mhm.
I was talking to my barber last night, and he said, "Well, I wish doctors would have more of I wish doctors and naturopaths would talk." And I said, "Well, that would be great, but we're still missing some of the tools in the toolkit because you kind of need access to surgeries and medical care and drugs sometimes, but you also need access to holistic nutritionists that can walk you through potentially everything, but
Mhm.
also the nutrition side of things. And then sometimes you might need access to a naturopath or functional medical doctor or traditional Chinese medicine or
Mhm.
chiropractors. So they're all kind of connected, and sometimes we only pick one or two of the tools in our toolkit and have a limited scope or vision, when
Mhm.
really it'd be nice if people had a more holistic view and can kind of put it all together and start from the foundation of addressing the root cause and looking long term instead of just symptoms.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, you are speaking to a group nationally here of people that are absolutely behind you 100% on that thinking.
Yeah.
And that ties in which we're really excited about. So you have become a gold sponsor of the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition Alumni Association. Can you tell us a little bit why you felt this partnership was a great fit?
Yeah. So kind of building upon my last answer,
Hmm.
um, I had a sense of the organization. I think one or two of your members shop with us and are pretty active. And I think that they asked for a donation or support on your previous conference out in Alberta. And so we
Hmm.
got an invitation to that after we donated, and I attended it. And I'm not just saying this, but it was the best conference I've been to potentially ever in terms of alignment with my values and learning. And I didn't necessarily expect that. So I was very surprised and happy. And all the presentations, I learned something new, and I quickly used up all my notepad paper. And
Yeah.
then all the vendors. I mean, there's the usual supplement vendors. Some of them I really enjoy, but there's also a lot of local vendors that we also carry.
Yeah.
We had the freeze-dried organ capsules, and then the ground beef and organs from the local farm, and then we had the freshly grown spirulina, and then the Light Cellar and Harmonic Arts, I think. And so a lot of the brands that we love that are local. So everything, I'm like, this is the perfect conference
Yeah.
compared to other conferences I've been to for the health food industry or different supplement companies. There something feels just there's a little, it's not perfect. There's different motivations there sometimes. So I got after that, I was all in. I thought this was fantastic, and I just really want to support this group as much as possible and connect. And if we can support your clients and your practitioners through discounts or better products or bringing in what they're recommending, and they can send clients our way to get their organic groceries and support us as a family run company. I just thought it was a winning partnership. So we made it a priority as a company to find more of these sorts of high community, high value aligned connections. And that's really something we want to do more of as a company.
Yeah. I love that you loved the Calgary conference. I was there last year doing the social media for it, and I felt
Yeah.
like you just needed to be in the room, right? To feel that energy. Yeah, I love that you we had such a great array of vendors. I agree. I left with many dried beef liver capsules last conference for sure, and an armload of it. I love it. Now, could you tell us, where did the name come from? Like, where did it come from? What does it mean to you and your family?
So amaranth is actually a type of grain
Hmm.
like millet or quinoa.
Hmm.
And I forget, well, I think my dad literally picked it because it was health food related. And back in the time, it would mean that he was at the beginning of the phone book because it started with A. Um, but I think he also liked that, I believe it was used by native empires in South America, like the Aztecs or the Incas, because it was extremely resilient and it could grow at all altitudes, mountains or down low, and higher protein, high nutrients. I think it's naturally a gluten-free grain, so it might actually be a seed. So it could grow basically anywhere, is very hardy. So it's actually a pretty good source of calories and nutrition. So if more of the world started to use it, it's actually a pretty good solution to having more nutritious food. And I think he liked that essence of a hearty grain that was flexible and healthy and unique and hard to pronounce. So stuck out in people's minds a little bit and was different than kind of the traditional names for different health food stores, which are all fairly similar. So I think he liked all those things.
Love it. Now, you've talked about family as the heart of the business. Would you describe your three core values as a business to us?
So our foundational values, doing more with less, being open to everyone, regardless of where they are in their health journey, and being service orientated. So yeah, we have to stay lean and nimble and be able to pivot uh, no matter what happens. So if the Canadian government decides to crack down and do more regulations on supplements and we lose half of them, which is a possibility. We might have to be able to pivot to different things. And, if there's certain changes to the industry, we have to be able to pivot. And maybe in 20 years, Amaranth isn't selling supplements or isn't selling organic food anymore, but we're doing something different that also aligns with our vision of making the world a little bit better and improving people's health. So it's staying focused on those things.
Mhm.
And then being family run is important to me. I want to, because we need to be able to keep pursuing our vision and keep to our core values and not be beholden to larger corporate interests. I think that's really important. It allows us to give back to the community and promote brands and other organizations that fit our values, make sure our team is treated okay and our customers are treated okay. And then being open to all. So my dad described it as anyone, wherever they are in their health journey. So we obviously cater to those with the willingness to invest in their health and buy a whole bunch of products from us, like cleaning, candles, food, uh, meat, dairy, supplements, kind of the whole recycled plastic bags, the whole thing. That's our kind of bread and butter. But we also want to be open and non-judgmental to the person that's never thought about health, has been with their doctor for 40 years, and now they're in their 60s and they've heard that vitamin D is great for reducing bone loss or optimizing their health. So they come in and they have no idea and they're maybe intimidated by all the different things. And we get them their vitamin D, talk to them a little bit, make them feel comfortable. Now they're more willing to come back and look at other things. Or just someone coming in and getting an organic bag of chips instead of Doritos. It's just wherever people are, just being open and non-judgmental.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's probably one of our biggest values.
That's great. Now, you mentioned engaging with community as a value. Can you tell us about some ways that you do engage with your communities that you serve? Any initiatives that you do to support healthy living currently?
Yeah, so there's a lot. So I'll just try and go through the ones top of mind. So we follow the 1% for the planet model or the um, B Corp model without being certified. So we donate a percentage of our profits back to charities. Most of those are local charities, ones that fit our values. That's one aspect of what we do. We take a lot of donation requests from the community, whether it's high school students looking for donations for gift baskets for sporting events, or sometimes they do seminars internally on health. So we'll donate and help support that. We have a person whose entire job with us, it's part time, but their entire job with us is to go out in the community and interact and do trainings with senior centers or community centers. That's big. We like to support local practitioners like your organization, or we have uh, the chiropractor that I go see is a family run, family focused chiropractor. So we like to support them. Um, the parenting class is also a doula clinic that my wife and I use for our baby. And every parenting class that goes through there now gets a full size gift bag with 4 or 5 full size products for mom and baby.
Oh, love
And
that.
we donate that. And we do about 100 to 200 bags a year. And so that's a really nice way. We actually don't make a lot of money from that because people don't tend to rebuy belly cream because they only use it for a few months, which is fine. I just like the idea of starting new parents off, bit of
Mhm.
natural support. Um, we sponsor the local gluten-free pancake breakfast in Calgary. It's a big thing, pancake breakfast in Calgary. So we do the only gluten-free one. They use a lot of local products. Um, yeah, those are a few. Um, Yeah. So, and then we do some trainings, webinars with customers. One thing we started doing is chef's table dinners. So my brother is a chef and he loves local farms. So he's partnering with some of the local farms to showcase their ingredients and do kind of chef's table five course tasting menus. And it's fine dining, really exotic, high end.
Mhm.
Um, and just to showcase the local farms, the ingredients, and how to use them. And so that's kind of a fun thing we started doing. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're lucky enough to own the Arbor Lake location we have with our co-business next door, Synergia, which is also a group that has a whole bunch of different practitioners in it. So we work closely with them. And it's nice to own the space because then we can look at planting more trees around the property or putting up Christmas lights or making it a lot nicer to spend time in or planting apple trees and putting
Mhm.
up flowers and just create a beautiful way to come and shop and visit. And we try and kind of do that at all of our stores just to kind of make it a little, people drive by all the time and it's just nice to, you know, build the communities that way by making it a little bit of a nicer location too.
Well, that sure sounds like a lot more than just a few community initiatives. That was so many. So thank you so much for sharing those
Yeah.
with us and for talking about the company, the value with us today. Before I let you go, there's one really great offer that you are offering alumni members in Alberta. I'm sure those listening across the country that are not in Alberta are going to be a little bit envious of this. But can you tell us about what you're offering our Alberta alumni members?
Yeah, so we're offering any members that renew $100 credit on a customer account. So we just need, I believe, their phone number and an email to us to either set up an account or add the points to their account. And we thought it'd be a really nice way to allow your practitioners to come in and see what we have and see if there are products that they align with that they already recommend to their customers, or if there's products that they recommend that we don't carry, we'd love to carry them just so we can be a good source for all of their clients' needs. And of course, we also offer 20% off all our supplements once a month, and then 12% off the entire store once a month. And this is not just for members, it's for anyone who walks in. So that's a great way for those that are more budget conscious to stock up on healthier things and make the trip to one of our stores. So it's just a great incentive and way for your practitioners to try a bunch of products that maybe they've never seen before, um, or buy some products from us and see how they go, and yeah, just help their clients more and allow them to see what our stores are like and meet some of our staff.
Amazing. And you can use these points towards purchases at any of the four stores in Calgary and St. Albert, correct?
Yeah, any of the stores in Calgary or the one in St. Albert, and they're just redeemed in $5 chunks, so you can do it as long as you want or as much as you want. And I think if you don't use them in 6 months, they might expire, but we can put them back on. And yeah, just a nice way to help support the community.
Yeah, amazing. So for anyone who's looking for those, you're going to find that on the member discount page in your member portal. You'll find the discount link there. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. It's been amazing to learn more about your company, and we are very excited to see you at the conference this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go too. So yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Have a great day.
Bye.